but the devil's in disguise. It's in his hands and multiplies with no reason to his rhyme. There's no rhythm to his crimes. He will take what he finds when it rains. It pours, oh, and the core is raw. It bleeds, and I fear it's over. It's a force in motion, a never-ending ocean. And you think that it's the final thing you
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Now, I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. I will say I'm not seeing any protests or anything like that right this second. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen today, but it's the first day in like 6 days where there hasn't been protests by 6 o'clock. Now, before we get any further, I want to give a huge shout out to Tori, Jane, Corey, Jeremy, Jag, and Green Ventures. Thank you, hooligans, so much for all the support. I really appreciate all the help. Thank you, hooligans. We're going to be starting off with a video titled CIA Released New RFK Assassination Documents. Apparently, they've declassified 54 documents equaling 1,450 pages made public for the first time. I don't know how much this actually matters, but it's something that happened today. Then we got a video titled Democratic Governors Testify in House Hearing Over Immigration. These are sanctuary city governors, and, well, they're just sitting there playing stupid. Then we got a video titled Congressman Calls on Hegseth to Resign Mid-Hearing. That's a hard video to watch. This guy's just being a straight piece of shit to Pete Hegseth while saying that he should resign. It's rough. Then we got a video titled Alex Padilla, or I don't know how you say this guy's name, gets thrown to the ground during DHS Kristi Noem press briefing. We got a couple clips on that. We'll play this next one back to back with that last one. Warren in panic after Alex, whatever his name is, gets the takedown. And then after that, we'll play a third video back to back. Senator Alex, whatever his name is, crying on live television after his arrest. So we got a triply there. We're going to play back to back, a lot of crying. Well, Senator getting put on his head. Then we got a video titled FBI Says That They Have Arrested the Man Handing Out Bionic Shield Masks to the Los Angeles rioters. We were live covering, I don't know, it was kind of, no, it was still a protest at that point. It wasn't necessarily a riot, but we watched a truck pull up with boxes and start handing the boxes into the crowd, and we were curious what that was, and we saw people pulling out face shields and stuff like that out of the boxes. Apparently Fed boys went and picked them up. Then we got a video titled Progressive Group Plans Nationwide Counter-Protest to Trump Military Parade. This is the No King stuff that everybody's been talking about for a couple days. We got some information on it about them being Soros funded, as well as what to expect on Saturday. Then we got a video titled Follow the Money, GOP lawmaker on liberal nonprofit allegedly fueling anti-ICE riots. This is a follow-up because yesterday we covered a video trying to figure out who is funding these riots. This video has Anna Paulina Luna in it. They say that PSL, SEIU, and Sherla is funding the riots. The video we covered yesterday was talking about Sherla. Then we got a video titled Bought and Paid For, GOP Senator Rips into Los Angeles Flash Mobs. This is Josh Hawley hanging out with Jesse Waters, discussing the riots and all of this stuff. I like Josh Hawley. He's got that tough talk, but I've never seen him actually do anything other than just do interviews. But either way. Then we got two interesting videos about Florida. First one's titled Florida Sheriff Explaining the Consequences of Becoming Violent, like the behavior seen in Los Angeles. And then the second video is Governor DeSantis gives Floridians green light to run over protesters blocking them in the street. Then the last little bit of the news, of course, is lefties losing it. This one's titled Caroline Leavitt Brutally Schools Reporter. Of course, we played that clip yesterday, but it's a a plethora of lefties losing it. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the advent calendar sent by Zero. And then we got 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled Not the Gender Surgery You Were Hoping For. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie, and it's titled Bigfoot at the LA Riots. And I love those AI generated videos. That's all coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Russell? What's up, Damsel? What's up, Edward? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Tin Man? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Snooks, you were first today. I appreciate everything you do for us, Snooks. Let's see. What's up, Sage Pup? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Turbo? What's up, Elder Zoomer? What's up, M. Troutman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, Kevin? Appreciate you hooligans being here. What's up, 5D? What's up, Nana? What's up, Granados? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Screaming Eagle? What's up, Nana? Happy freedom. What's up, Jeffro? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Gio? What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Bill Clay? Let me see. What's up, High Toe? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Metalmouth? Appreciate you being with us. What's up, Pumpkin? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. Let me see. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. I think that's everyone. What's up, Dutton? Appreciate you sliding through. Don't forget, hooligans, hit that like button and see if you can get us on the front page of Rumble. What's up, TJ? Happy freedom to you. I guess for the last couple days we've been on like just off of the first page from all the lives on Rumble. We're competing with like the top 10 Rumble channels and stuff, so make sure you hit that like button. What's up, Rotella? Happy freedom to you. Ballyhoo. I think I seen you write me on X. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I appreciate you, man. What is up, everyone over on Kick? What's up, Meta? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Lisa? What's up, C1? Happy freedom. What's up, Guess Who? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. And what is up, everyone over on the Goof Tube? Mr. Satan, you were first over here. What's up, Tube Steak? What's up, Wet Blanket? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mac and Stud? What's up, Rachel? What's up, Cat Scratch? What's up, MT Coiner? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, K Walt? Let's see. What's up, Rocha? Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Frank? Appreciate you being with us. What's up, CNI Frog? What's up, Michael? Happy freedom. What's up, Breeze? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Sarah T? What's up, Sam? What's up, SD? What's up, Elizabeth? Happy freedom. What's up, Matt Rogers? Appreciate you being with us. What's up, Biggs? What's up, Prince? Happy freedom. What's up, Rick Miller? And what's up, Virtual Cockpit? Happy freedom to you. Welcome back to the chat. What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom to you. You hooligans are welcome to hit that like button over on the Commie Tube as well. What's up, Cowboy? Appreciate you sliding through. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. I messed with the audio settings a little bit because I think it was causing us to have lag in the stream, and I'm not really sure about that. But as long as you can still hear me, that's what matters. We are going to get into things. Like I said, this first one's titled CIA Releases New RFK Assassination Documents. Now, I don't know how big of a deal this is, but President Trump said he was going to do it, and he did it. So we're going to cover it, right? Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans that have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we've made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I got on the Plain Jane JeffMAC t-shirt. We have lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll drop all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
And welcome back to Live Now from Fox, as we are following some breaking news just in our newsroom here. The CIA releasing new information on the assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Now, we do have a statement from the CIA that I am going to pull up your screen here in just a moment. It's pretty lengthy, so bear with us here. We do want to get all that information to you. So there it is on your screen. I'm going to read verbatim what is in this press release. So today, the CIA released 54 declassified documents related to Senator Robert F. Kennedy's assassination, consistent with President Donald J. Trump's Executive Order 14176. This release provides an additional 1,450 pages of historic material that the agency is making available to the public for the very first time. These documents complement the thousands of pages sources that CIA provided to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and National Archives and Records Administration as part of their public releases related to former President John F. Kennedy from earlier this year. The records reveal for the first time that Senator Kennedy shared his experiences traveling to the former Soviet Union with CIA, reflecting his patriotic commitment to serving the country. CIA remains dedicated to fulfilling President Trump's mandate to release all records related to the assassination of Senator Kennedy, and today's efforts represent another significant step toward achieving that goal. We're hearing from CIA Director John Ratcliffe. He says, quote, today's release delivers on President Trump's commitment to maximum transparency, enabling the CIA to shine light on information that serves the public interest. I am proud to share our work on this incredibly important topic with the American people. This release is the product of a collaborative effort directed by President Trump and led by Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, with strong coordination and partnership among CIA, Department of Justice, and Federal Bureau of Investigation. So again, if you are just joining us, this breaking news, we are reading verbatim here from this press release of the CIA releasing new information on the assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Now, we're waiting to see if we're getting more reaction in here on social media. I do have my producer looking for us, but in the meantime, I do want to read to you a statement from U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He says, quote, lifting the veil on the RFK papers is a necessary step toward restoring trust in American government. I commend President Trump for his courage and his commitment to transparency. I'm grateful also to Tulsi Gabbard and John Ratcliffe for their efforts to root out and declassify these documents. The newly released materials bring the total number of CIA documents declassified and published on this matter to more than 200. So that's amounting to nearly 5,000 pages. The documents are accessible via the government's website at cia.gov if you are interested in reading them. Again, if you are just joining us here on Live Now from Fox 4, this breaking news, CIA Director John Ratcliffe putting out this press release this morning that more than 1,000 pages on Senator Robert F. Kennedy's assassination have been declassified. We will continue to follow this here on Live Now from Fox.
All right. So, like I said, releasing those RFK documents, continuation of it. Again, I don't know how much that actually matters, but President Trump said he would do it, and he's doing the thing. They said they declassified 54 documents, resulting in about 1,450 pages, and now it is altogether nearly 5,000 pages that have been released on all the RFK stuff. It's interesting because when that first came out, there was a lot of people saying they were going to read through all those documents and come up with like talking points and stuff out of it, and then kind of didn't. There was not a lot of follow-up with that, and now we got more documents being released. So I don't know. I know some people care about this stuff. I'm not necessarily going to read the documents unless somebody brings my attention to it, but at least they're there. Next up, we got Democratic governors testify in House hearing over immigration. Because we had kind of a slow start, we're just going to hop right into this next video here before getting in the chat. I was reading through the chats while we were watching that video. Thank you, Hooligans, for the feedback. I'm glad you are able to hear me. Now, like I said, this next video, Democratic governors testify in House hearing over immigration. Now, these pro-border crosser idiots, they're going to play stupid through this whole video. So prepare to be frustrated in listening to this. Make sure you hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube. And let's get into this.
3 sanctuary state governors from Minnesota, New York, and Illinois are here to testify under oath about why they allow criminal illegal aliens to roam free in American communities. Let me be clear. Sanctuary policies do not protect Americans. They protect criminal illegal aliens.
Nothing Minnesota has done to serve its own people stands in the way of the federal government managing border security and policies. While you've convened this hearing to explore the issue of so-called sanctuary states, Minnesota is not even a sanctuary state. Minnesota legislature has passed no such bill making Minnesota a sanctuary state, and I have signed no such law. Minnesota cooperates with federal authorities in a number of ways.
We deserve a governor who stands up for law-abiding New Yorkers, doesn't put illegals first, but actually puts New Yorkers first. I appreciate
rather than
the
going after the viral moment. I suggest you look at the facts.
I'm standing up for New Yorkers.
No.
Rather than addressing the illegals in New York, you are prioritizing your far-left sanctuary state policies, which you put in place with executive orders.
Illinois follows the law, but let me be clear, we expect the federal government to follow the law too. We will not participate in abuses of power. We will not violate court orders. We will not ignore the Constitution. We will not defy the Supreme Court. We will not take away people's rights to peacefully protest.
So like I said, these guys go up here and just act like idiots. I've never seen anything actually result out of these hearings. They always have these people come up and admit to doing bad things, and then nothing happens. And they just go back home and they continue doing what they were doing, and everybody just has a nice little day. We saw the sanctuary city mayors go up there and testify, and it was the same thing. They all admitted to breaking federal laws and all this stuff, and APL said that she was going to provide their files to the DOJ for criminal investigations. Well, where's the follow-up in that? That was months ago. When is that going to happen? You know, and everybody says be patient and shit, but again, you don't have to be patient when you break the law. They show up at your house that fucking day to arrest you, so I don't know. I'm not that damn patient when it comes to these people. Next up, Congressman calls on Hegseth to resign mid-hearing. And like I said, this is the video I was saying that's kind of hard to watch. This guy is constantly sharking after Hegseth, being shitty to him, interrupting him, gunning after him, while also saying that he should resign. I don't know, it's not the proper way to treat anybody. They actually call for decorum because it's so just off the hook. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these Democratic governors testifying in this House hearing, as well as the CIA releasing these RFK documents. Also, I just checked. I'm still not seeing anybody in the streets yet. What's up, Edward? Happy freedom to you. Edward, New York State is cool. It's not as bad as people say. People there hate these idiots. Yeah, I believe it. Not a big fan of Whitmer, but when I tell people I'm from Michigan, then they just assume I'm blue. That's how it goes. What's up, Russell? Happy freedom. I'm glad they're finally releasing the documents. I'm interested to see what's in these new, almost 1,500 pages that they just released. I wonder what kind of information is in there. What's up, Zealous Fox? Happy freedom to you. Rappy, they don't know we could see these videos. Nothing peaceful about it. Well, the Democrats are just a bunch of liars. They're just constantly like that. We were watching people pass away on live TV when they were pushing the vaccines and all that shit. And then anytime anybody brought up anything about vaccine injuries or anything kind of close to that, they would just automatically say that you're a vaccine denier and stuff. Like you didn't go get your shots as a kid and all this other stupid shit. It's just the way they are. They're just liars, and it's all done to manipulate normies. If you actually watch the shit like we do at night when we're covering these protests, they can't lie to us. But the normies, they're not in the chat. They went to bed at 8 o'clock. And so when they wake up, they're right there for the news to lie to them. Totally care. I got raccoon eyes. I'm working hard. Working hard. All I've been doing is going live and sleeping. I haven't showered since the protest started. Well, not exactly, but I haven't done much else. What's up, Nishada? Happy freedom to you. Elder Zoomer, lying through their teeth. Yes, they are. And let me see. Maybe I can grab it really quick. At one point, they asked Tim Walz what a woman was. As you could expect, it stumped him right on the spot there. Let me see if I can grab it really quick. Yeah. All right, real quick.
What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
What
So yeah, like I said, stumped him. Stumped him. He had no idea. He still doesn't know. He's still thinking it over. Tim Walz has never touched a woman. What's up, Fifu? Happy freedom to you. Guess who? We have nightmares of that last C-tier protest streamer who really hates America. That guy was going off forever. It was like an hour and a half of listening to him explain to us how we don't have culture. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. I can still hear the horns honking in my head. I don't know. We'll see how today goes. What's up, Stick 'em Up Punk? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Russ? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom. Vinny C's like a deer in headlights? Yeah. Face of America, happy freedom to you. He identifies as one every night. Working those corners. What's up, Business? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Original Gamer? What's up, Chucky? Happy freedom to you. What's up, D's? What's up, Dark? What's up, Tacoma Nurse? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Christine? Welcome back. Christine, I can still hear them too. I can't get it out of my head. The guy was trying to shame me about not having culture. What's up, Dawn? Happy freedom. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. It's fine. Edward King Juicy Booty says no to crack. What do you mean? Is he here with us? I don't even see Get Some. Is he in the chat? I saw him earlier. Thank you for letting me know, Snooks. Let me see. What's up, Blue Irish? Happy freedom to you. Nashada, it's your birthday? Well, happy birthday to you. Thank you for spending some of your birthday with us. I hope today kicks ass for you. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. This next video is Congressman calls on Hegseth to resign mid-hearing, mid-ass lashing. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Now, like I said, this is a rough video to watch. This guy is just gunning for Hegseth and he's being a total piece of shit about it. Mr. Oh, I don't know what the fuck his name is. Cabbage Doll? Cabbage Doll. This is Mr. Cabbage Doll here. Once again, this is titled Congressman calls on Hegseth to resign mid-ass lashing. Go ahead and hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommiTube. And let's get into this.
I have called for your resignation. I didn't think you were qualified before your confirmation, and you have done nothing to inspire confidence in your ability to lead competently. You broke the law in sharing classified information, and in doing so, endangered the lives of our service members that you are responsible for. Your inability to hold yourself accountable makes you incapable to lead. Come on, this alone makes you unfit to be the Secretary of Defense. Secretary, do you think the United States should continue supporting Ukraine in its fight against Russia, a nation that is hostile towards the United States?
Well, as you know, sir, President Trump is committed to peace.
No, I just want yes or no answers. Today,
the United States has spent billions of dollars.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Over years.
Just yes or no. Can I get a yes or no out of you?
We continue to send.
Come on.
Presidential drawdown.
It's that easy. Kindergartners can give me a yes or no. Yes or no.
Yes, we support peace in Ukraine.
Come on. Is this really leadership? You're an embarrassment to the United States. If Russia invades NATO allies, are you going to recommend to the president that we fulfill our Article 5 obligations?
Well, Russia has not invaded NATO allies.
No.
President Trump.
No. I reclaim my time. Yes or no? It's that simple.
There's Article 5 in NATO, which we recognize.
So is the answer yes or no?
That's what Article 5 is, yes.
Good. I'm glad you brought yourself to saying yes. Do you think political allegiance to Trump is a requirement for serving our nation, either in uniform or a civilian in the department?
I'm incredibly proud, as are millions of Americans.
No. Not today, Hegseth. Yes or no?
Congressman, you know what a silly question that is.
But silly enough to warrant a very straightforward answer. Yes or no?
We all support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
You know what?
I'm
not going to waste my time anymore. You're not worthy of my attention or my questions. You're an embarrassment to this country. You're unfit to lead. And there's been bipartisan members of Congress that have called for your resignation. You should just get the hell out and let somebody competently lead this department.
Mr. Chairman, do we not have any decorum in here?
Thank you very much. I yield my time.
Gentleman yields back. And I would urge everybody to remember and maintain a decorum suitable for this chamber with their further comments.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, this guy's just being a total shitbag the whole time he's asking Pete Hegseth questions. Now, I'm not a huge fan of people dancing around questions. We've covered a lot of these hearings where questions are asked straightforward, and instead of them answering it, they always try to give a little speech and stuff like that, and it's always an issue. Now, with Pete Hegseth, I don't know if he was dodging the question or not, because the guy would ask him a question and then turn around and start berating him. He couldn't get 2 words out with, getting talked down to by this condescending piece of shit. Anyways, next up we got Alex, whatever the fuck his name is, Padilla, I don't know. Alex somebody thrown to the ground during DHS Kristi Noem press briefing. This is the one I was talking about earlier. We got 3 clips. We're going to play the first video, which is him getting put on his head. And then we got Elizabeth Warren in panic after Alex, whatever his name is, got the takedown. And then the third video is Senator Alex, whatever his name is, crying on live television after his arrest. Now, I don't think they pressed any charges against him or whatever, but he did find out. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the way they were treating Pete Hegseth. Let me check on these protests really quick. The guy in New York just went live. You want to chill out? Yeah, you've been stressing me out these last couple of days. You're making my hair fall out.
Backs up. But hopefully, Nope.
No protests yet. Either way, reading through the chat. What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you. Dotbot slapping Snooks' booty. That's too much. That's hardcore. You hear that, Cos Daniels? You're next. What's up, Salty Ragu? Happy freedom to you. That guy needs a Molly Rancher. He needs something. He needs a new tampon. He's about to go septic. Screaming Eagle, Klaus von Patten. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Klaus has been in terror the last 24 hours. It's all the honking. It's the cars honking. It's making him crazy. What's up, Dingo? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Shroomish? Happy freedom to you. Appreciate you, Dudden. What's up, Space Baby? Happy freedom to you. Jeffrey, I saw that they didn't know he was a rep. He says it. That's kind of the weird thing about it, is that when he's approaching Kristi Noem, he says who he is. He says he's a representative, says his full name and all this stuff, but he was kind of being aggressive. And so I don't know. It's weird because he seemed like he was trying to disrupt the hearing, which we've seen a lot of times people get carried out of those kind of hearings when they're doing that kind of stuff. But they did the takedown, they put him in handcuffs and all of that, but then they turned around and said they didn't know who he was. And that was the reason they arrested him, was because they didn't know who he was, when the first thing he said was who he was. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation. It does look like a big old publicity stunt, but It's what's happening, so we're covering it. Hightow couldn't do that in a courtroom, badgering the witness. Yeah. Well, it seems like nothing ever comes out of these hearings anyway. Zealous Fox, he never gave him an opportunity to answer. Yeah, they put him on TV. We watched it happen with Bobby Jr., right? They went after Bobby Jr. and was like, well, what do you think of, vaccines or whatever? And I can't remember which. I think they were talking specifically, like measles vaccines or whatever. And he was talking about how he wanted to give his opinion on what he would want for his kids and stuff like that. But he didn't want his opinion to be taken as broad medical advice. And they were like, well, you're the head of CDC, so you should, like, every word out of your mouth should be medical advice. And they were doing that to package him up to look incompetent in front of everybody. But like I said, those hearings don't do anything. They just do that on TV to belittle people with an audience, because there's usually no outcome after they're done stating one way or the other. What's up, Tony Rez? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Thinker? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Metal? It is so damn humid today. What's up, Knucking Futz? Happy freedom. What's up, Big Mac and Pride? Big Mac and Pride, what hair? That's what I'm saying. Klaus is making all my hair fall out. What's up, Afro Man? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Shadow? Happy freedom. Dawn, the questions are inflammatory. They're being used to bait the panel and get a violent reaction. Yep. It's just Jerry Springer, except they're all wearing suits. What's up, Rose? Happy freedom to you. Birdie, their questions are always rhetorical and they never want an answer. Yep. They're just trying to make people look bad. That's what they do with these hearings. What's up, Tim Mack? What's up, John Galt? What's up, Mark Hall? Happy freedom. What's up, Kraken? Possibly it looks like Chicago's live. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything about Chicago. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. Like I said, we're going to play these next 3 videos back to back. I don't know what his name is. Alex Padilla. We'll go with Alex Padilla. Either way, he gets thrown to the ground during the DHS Christie Nome press briefing. Like I said, we got 3 videos we're going to play back to back. First one's him getting put on his head. The second one is Elizabeth Warren crying on his behalf. And then the third one is him crying because he was arrested and he's really butthurt about it. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already. And let's get into this.
Exaggerate and embellishing. Sir, hands up, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your
I also want to
hands up.
How many of our ice agents have been docked?
On the ground. On the ground. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
If you let my hands go, put them behind my back.
All right. Cool. Other hand. Lay flat. Lay flat.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
There's no recording allowed out here. I did not know. There's no recording allowed out here per FBI regs.
He would have reached out and identified himself and let us know who he was and that he wanted to talk. His approach, was something that I don't think was appropriate at all. But the conversation was great, and we're going to continue to communicate. We exchanged phone numbers, and we're going to continue to talk on ways we can
Why did you
communicate better.
detain him? Why was that the action you decided to take?
I'll let the law enforcement speak to how this situation was handled, but I will say that it's people need to identify themselves before they start lunging at people that during press conferences.
Is it appropriate?
But once he said he was senator,
Did he apologize, Secretary? Or which agency?
All right. So, like I said, he gets put on his head in front of everybody. It looks kind of staged. The way that he's like leaning in, like he's going to go do something to Kristi Noem or some shit. Now, like I said, he does say who he is. He pretty clearly says who he is. So for them to say they took him down because they know who he was, that's kind of a lame excuse. They could say that he appeared aggressive. He appeared like he was going to rush the stage, and that's why they were going to make him leave. He appeared as if he was going to disrupt the hearing. They could have said all of that, but instead they were like, we know who he was, because all white people look the same. No, they didn't say all that, but it was close. It was close. Now, like I said, we're going to play these next two clips here. This next one is Elizabeth Warren in a panic because all these people deserve to be arrested. Let's get this pulled up real quick. Now, I happen to watch a live with AOC also being outraged at this, but apparently nobody fucking recorded it because I can't find it anywhere. But she's also outraged, and maybe we'll play that tomorrow. But this one is Elizabeth Warren. That's her O face, by the way, so enjoy that. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
When Senator Padilla gets pushed, shoved, thrown to the handcuffed, because he is asking questions, because he is engaging in the very oversight that senators are supposed to engage in, then what we're really talking about here is a Trump administration that just wants to shut down the ordinary functions of government. Look, I do a lot of oversight myself. I ask a lot of questions because that's how it works in a democracy. We use our words to hold people accountable. We don't use our fists. We don't shove. We don't try to knock people down. We use our words. That's what oversight is all about. And that's what I want to go to the floor of the Senate to talk about. I think it is time for every senator, every member of Congress, Democrat or Republican, to stand up and say what Donald Trump has done is wrong. When Senator
I think she lost track of what the hell she was talking about. She was talking about this guy getting put on his head and then turned mid-conversation or whatever, that mid-statement, and was like, and what Trump is doing is wrong. Trump didn't put the dude on his head. He rushed Kristi Noem. Trump wasn't even there, but no, it's Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. Yeah, that's how it goes. You know, when I had to pull that stick out of Klaus, I should have been like, damn it, Trump. Anyways, this is the last of the Tripoli here. This is whatever his name is, Alex whatever, crying himself on TV. He's oppressed. He needs reparations. He needs some stat. Anyways, let's get into this.
Senator Alex Padilla. You guys have some questions. I'm going to read a brief statement. I will not be taking questions, but allow me to read my statement. I'm here in Los Angeles today, and I was here in the federal building, in the conference room, awaiting a scheduled briefing from federal officials as part of my responsibility as a senator to provide oversight and accountability. While I was waiting for the briefing with General Guillot, I learned that Secretary Noem was having a press conference a couple of doors down the hall. Since the beginning of the year, but especially over the course of recent weeks, several of my colleagues, have been asking the Department of Homeland Security for more information and more answers on their increasingly extreme immigration enforcement actions. And we've gotten little to no information in response to our inquiries. And so I came to the press conference to hear what she had to say, to see if I could learn any new additional information.
100%.
And at one point, I had a question. And let me emphasize, just as we've emphasized the right for people to peacefully protest and to stand up for their First Amendment rights, for our fundamental rights. I was there peacefully. At one point, I had a question. And so I began to ask a question. I was almost immediately forcibly removed from the room. I was forced to the ground, and I was handcuffed.
And he was kissed.
I was not detained. I will say this. If this is how this administration responds to a senator with a question, if this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks, to day laborers out in the Los Angeles community and throughout California and throughout the country.
Oh no. Yeah, crying really hard. Everybody's outraged. Like I said, AOC made an appearance. Let me see if they finally got a clip of it. Because she does the same kind of thing. Just, oh, this is an outrage, and oh my God, and blah, blah. Like, you people aren't above the law. I'm trying to, let me see if I can find it. Somebody was bitching about it on X earlier, and they were like, oh, if they'll do this to senators, just imagine what they'll do to you, bitch. They've been doing that to us every day for a long fucking time. It's about time that politicians start getting arrested. The bad thing is they didn't press any charges against them. He didn't do anything, I guess, to press charges against, but if that's going to be the only time we're going to see politicians get arrested, I would like to see some charges brought against them. Either way, next up we got also, I just found out that President Trump's supposed to be live in like 20 minutes. It's titled President Trump Participates in the Congressional Picnic. I don't necessarily know what all that's going to entail, but I just figured it out. So we'll be covering that in about 20 minutes or whenever he gets on stage. Also, I was just checking for protests. I still don't see anything, but that's okay. Next up we got FBI says that they have arrested the man handing out bionic shield masks to the Los Angeles rioters. This is an interesting story. Sorry, the story itself's not that interesting, but it's interesting that we were there covering it live when those trucks pulled up and started handing out boxes of resources to the protesters. And now we find out that the FBI went and arrested those people, which is pretty hilarious. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Senator Alex being put on his head and how butthurt he is. 10-man Dems are totally unhinged. Yeah, they are. It's always like watching a soap opera. Just always. Like, J6 was so bad. There's like 4 hours of standing up there crying, telling their sad stories about how they were making their final phone calls to their family. And that's what that shit sounds like. He's out there crying and stuff. Also, it didn't show it in that video, but apparently after he got done giving the speech in English, he turned around and gave the whole speech in Spanish. Like, I don't know. There's lots of that going on. I was saying that yesterday that Newsom, he's been making posts in Spanish for the last couple days. When he posts on X, he'll either make the whole post in Spanish or he'll post it in English and then comment underneath it with a Spanish translation to show their solidarity for illegals. It's so stupid. It's a really dumb soap opera right now. What's up, Tory Wayne? Happy freedom to you. His view of what really happened shows how warped their reality is. Yeah, tugging on heartstrings with words. 10-man, he stormed into the room like he's going to attack her. Yeah, he's like, I simply had a question. And once I started to bring my question forward, they attacked me like Nazis. And it's like, okay. All right, buddy. Russell, he deserved it. He was an ass. Yeah, I agree. What's up, Jay Spray? Happy freedom. Matt Rogers, cry harder, liar. Yeah. He's out there whining. He's whimpering. Jay Spray, they should give him the J6 treatment. talk to you in a couple of years. Yeah, just lock them in a room. Come back when they feel like it. What's up, Mihoa? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mike T? Happy freedom to you. Pumpkin, those mean old Nazis. I know. I know. Bunch of meanies. Shroomish, Trump needs to troll him and put out his speeches in German. Oh my God. Could you imagine if Trump did that? Shit. People would be freaking out. I'm still waiting for him to come out with Project 2025 merch. Oh man, if he did that, the lefties, they'd just start setting themselves right on fire. I'm waiting for it. I wish I could send him an email and be like, hey, I want to tell you something that I think would be really funny. I wish. Hopefully he can just read my thoughts and he just comes out with that merch. Because that Trump 2028 merch really pissed the liberals off. But that Project 2025 stuff, they'd be moving out of the country. What's up, Hooligans Island? Happy freedom to you. Get the unmasked Antifa girl. It's a girl? I thought it was a dude. Yeah, we got it. I'm going to show it on the screen just in case people missed it yesterday. We were watching a camera guy in Seattle, I think it was. And he was covering Antifa, and they were sitting on the sidelines. I don't know. Like I said last night, it was holding its knee, kind of like Peter Griffin in Family Guy. He was having a moment there. And we realized that we were looking at Antifa unmasked. And I was like, please, go grab the screenshot. So this is what we got. Now, I didn't know it was a her. It could be. I don't know. Its name is probably Pat. But yeah, that's what Antifa looks like under the mask. Again, they're holding their knee. They're having a hard time, 2 tampons deep, having trouble sitting down. But that's all right. Yeah, I appreciate you grabbing those screenshots. Thank you. Elder Zoomer, that's a grown-ass man crying and playing the victim. I know. He's going to need a soy shake after that. Pumpkin, everyone in DC is very emotional today. Yeah. They almost lost one of the good ones. I'm surprised they're not talking about that. They were trying to take his life in the hallway. These extremists. What's up, Winston? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kilgore? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kirk Allen? Hito to the cucks? Yeah, that's what it sounds like. What's up, Justin Sane? Happy freedom. What's up, 5D? 5D, they thought he was a protester. I think they knew who he was. They just needed a reason to rough him up. Hooligans Island, yeah, Antifa did the Nazi salute too. Yeah, reach right for the camera. What's up, Energy Woman? Happy freedom to you. I'm doing good. How are you doing? What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. Rappy, is Klaus okay? Yeah, he's sitting here under my feet right now. It's a hot day. I told you guys the other day I bought a little fan to throw under the desk. That way it hopefully doesn't interfere with the mic as much as my bigger fans I got. And now he's sitting right here under the fan, or right in front of the fan under my feet. Meta, deport him. Yeah, oh my God. Could you imagine that? If they deported a senator, that would be hilarious. Oh, I'll check it out, CJ. Thank you for tagging me. I'll check it out right after the live. And thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate all the support. Thank you, CJ. Nick, this dingus was acting disruptive in the press conference. So what? Because he's a senator, he's above us? Any of us would get yanked out if we acted the way he did. Yeah, absolutely. But that's what has them clutching their pearls. Is that they're so used to being above the law that anytime anybody tells them no or tells them, to wait or whatever, well, they just fall to pieces because they've been spoiling themselves for so long that they forgot that they're supposed to keep pretending that they're one of us. Roberts, boycott Walmart. Yeah. Walmart sucks for a lot of reasons. besides the fact that they're helping with the riots. Klaus Daniel squeezing himself in a little box, just like his dad. What's up, J Memes? Happy Freedom. Heard the Chicago has protests. I don't know. I'm not seeing any of that. There's a bunch of fake channels on YouTube constantly showing shit that is not currently live, and it is misleading to a lot of people. What's up, Green Eyes? Happy Freedom to you. Glad to see you back. Glad to see you back. I'm not back. I go live every damn day. I don't know where you guys been for like 3 days. There's been a lot of hooligans like, glad to see you're live. We're live every day except for Sunday, and we have been for 5 years. You guys should have never left us. We've been right here, right where you left us. What's up, K Doss? Happy Freedom to you. Think the shit's gonna hit the fan on Saturday? I mean, I don't think anything too crazy is gonna happen on Saturday. I think we're gonna be busy. I think there's going to be lots of fun things to watch. Protesters getting slapped across the face and smelling like shit and stuff like that. I don't think we're going to see like a J6 moment happen, but you never know. You never know. But I think we are going to be busy on Saturday. I think tomorrow's going to be busy. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how we're going to do coffee with hooligans. We're going to cover the protesters, and then we're still going to do the voice chat over on the website. I'm trying to figure all that out. I'm worried about how are we going to cover all the rioters and protesters on Saturday, but then still cover all the memes that you guys have been submitting all week. And so we're going to have a busy weekend. We got lots of entertainment coming, I'm sure. What's up, Mayor? Happy Freedom to you. Possum Lady, he was extremely aggressive. Duh. Yeah. And I mean, it was obvious. It was obvious. He's leaning in. He's marching up to the stage and stuff. He wanted what he got. What's up, Tiny? Happy Freedom to you. Seamus, it's because the protests are back? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just glad that everybody knows where home is. What's up, Jason? Happy Freedom. What's up, Social Chef? Happy Freedom to you. Roberto, the owner of Walmart, is funding the riots and insurrections. Yeah, we have a video coming up. One of these, like in the next three videos, one of these videos talks about that. They talk about the funding itself, but then they really highlight Walmart and all of that. So either way, we're going to move forward here. Let's see at this next one. Like I said, FBI says that they have arrested the man that was handing out the bionic shield masks to the Los Angeles rioters. Now, really quick, I'm going to Google this because I would like to see how much do these cost. Because I'm kind of believing that Bionic Shield is like the name brand. Let me see. $55 each on average. Interesting. Of course, when I Google it, they don't relate it to the protesters. The information's that new. Either way, let's get this pulled up really quick. This is a really short video. All right, hooligans. Once again, this is FBI says that they have arrested the man that was handing out bionic shield masks to the Los Angeles rioters. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Today we execute a search warrant on the individual who was seen earlier this week distributing face shields to suspected rioters down in Los Angeles. We have made it a huge priority to try to identify, locate, and arrest those who are involved in organizing, supporting, funding, or facilitating these riots that they're going on. It appears they're well orchestrated and coordinated and well funded, so we want to understand who these people are and where this organization is coming from. And today was one of those first arrests, the key arrests that we did.
Okay, so they picked this guy up. They're being really weird about the riots because, like I was saying this yesterday, that it's really interesting that the White House comes out and says they have no idea who's been funding the riots. But then Newsmax the same exact day was like, hey, here guys, here's all the information about who's funding the riots. And I'm like, how does Newsmax know who's funding them, but the White House doesn't know. Like, how does that work? So they're being really weird about this. They're saying, you know, they just arrested this guy because he's helping out the rioters, and that it's just the beginning. They're going to be going after other individuals who are doing the same thing. But are they really, though? Are they really going to do that, or are they just saying that shit on TV? Because, again, the White House is claiming, oh, we don't know who's funding these rioters. Meanwhile, it's the Democrats that are funding the rioters. You know, the people that are on fucking Capitol Hill, the same place where the White House is, where they don't know who's funding the shit. Like, oh, all right, that doesn't make any sense, but okay. So either way, because that was a short video, we'll keep moving forward here. This next one is progressive group plans nationwide counter-protest to Trump military parade. They're going to be talking about the No King stuff. They're going to talk about how they are Soros funded, and give us some details on what to expect from the nationwide protests on Saturday. Now, it's either this video or the next one, and it might be the next one, where they're going to be talking about how Walmart is helping fund these riots and stuff. So this video right here is more about No Kings and all of that. The next video is more about who's funding the riots, but these are kind of tied together. So we're going to get right into this. Let's get this pulled up real quick, like. Come on, man, do thing. Goofy ass YouTube. All right, hooligans, let's do the thing.
Cities and towns across the country are on high alert for a series of anti-Trump protests and demonstrations planned for this weekend. The protests are referred to as No Kings rallies and are being organized by a progressive activist group called Indivisible.
It's been going on for so long, and they basically follow the exact same script. And you get the impression that there are all these different groups that are involved. I mean, even just the coverage of No Kings rally over the weekend, this is just Indivisible. And they are behind a lot of these different rallies with these different names that are created to give off the impression that these are grassroots movements that are coming together because of all these passionate Americans, when it's the same people who show up every single time to all of these events, while at the exact same time, you've got some of these offshoot Antifa and anarchist groups that are using these more quote-unquote mainstream events in order to enact their violent agenda.
Records show that the group Indivisible has received millions of dollars from the George Soros Open Society Foundation.
Okay. Soros helping out No Kings. A lot of people have been going to the website. I haven't gone to the website because I don't want them to have my IP address. I'll have to get a VPN or something to go see what it is. I have a couple hooligans that are going to go get screenshots and stuff, so maybe I don't even have to go over there because I don't trust that shit. Either way, next up we got, like I said, follow the money. GOP lawmaker on liberal nonprofits allegedly fueling anti-ICE riots. This is a follow-up because we're trying to figure out who's funding these riots. This has Anna Paulina Luna in it. They're talking about how PSL, SEIU, and Sherla are funding these riots. Now, when we covered this yesterday, they gave us a lot of information about Sherla. Now we're going to hear more about these two other operations. Sherla is taxpayer funded. They just received $34 million of taxpayer money, and now they're using that money to fund these riots. And so yesterday, that's what the video was kind of focusing on. Today they got 3 different operations, and like I said, I believe in this video they're going to be talking about Walmart and how Walmart's also helped funding these riots and stuff like that. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat. We're going to see what you hooligans think about these No Kings riots that are expected, or counter protests as they're saying, expected Saturday, as well as them being funded by Soros. What's up, Silver Wolf? Happy freedom to you. Russell, these groups are anti-American? Absolutely. Russell, arrest them all and issue them a boyfriend in prison. I guess. Holy, like Oprah, you're getting a boyfriend and you're getting a boyfriend. Everybody's getting gaped. It's not good. It's not good. Jay Spray, they're like $60 each for those masks. Yeah, let me see if I can find an image really quick. Somebody was asking what they look like. This is what they look like. These are the masks that we were watching being handed out Saturday? I think it was either Saturday or Monday in Los Angeles. Snooks, I think the No Kings is fear-mongering. Yeah, I think so too. There is going to be protests and stuff, but like I was saying this yesterday, we always see Antifa put out flyers from Portland and Seattle and California and stuff, and they always claim, oh, we're going to have 600,000 people at the Capitol or here or there or whatever, and then the day comes and then it goes, and either no protests happen or they do happen, but they are not in the locations that they said, because sometimes it's being used as a misdirect. They'll put these flyers out and have the police, because the feds watch this shit, the police watch it, and so they think, okay, we're going to go stage in these areas on these days and pretty much let these flyers lead the way. Meanwhile, Antifa is connected through newsletters and radios and private shit, and so they can contact each other in private and go, hey, don't pay any attention to these flyers that we're putting out. This is propaganda to mislead law enforcement. We're actually going to be here on this day at this time or whatever. And so a lot of the stuff is orchestrated like that. So when I see these No Kings websites and goofy shit pop up, I don't just run over there. Because one, they're collecting data, and two, there's a good chance it's just a psyop, that they're just misleading you. And so I do think there is going to be protests over the weekend. I just don't think it's going to be the exact locations that are listed on that website, or the amount of people that they're saying, or the times that they're saying. You just, why would you listen to commies, right? And so I see it, I acknowledge it, and I just hold it at arm's distance, because I don't want them collecting my data, and two, I don't trust commies. And so we'll just see what's going to happen. But those are just my thoughts on it. Tory Wayne, they have planned protest in Fargo. Should be peaceful, but never know. So close to Minnesota, and they're crazy as fuck there. I think this weekend, yeah, it's supposed to be everywhere. Edward, yeah, don't go. Your Subaru will stall and you'll be stuck. Yeah, I'm not going. If I win, I wouldn't be able to do the thing. We wouldn't be able to tell what's going on. Thank you so much, Thinker, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Thinker. Thank you so much. Let me see. And thank you so much, Elder Zoomer, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Elder Zoomer. Thank you so much for the support. It says, God bless JeffMAC. Love what you do. Thank you, Elder Zoomer. What's up, Wilster's wife? Happy freedom to you. Scribbin Eagle, I think Cash has a nose problem. He likes that sweet shit. I don't trust him anymore. He does look geeked out every time he's on TV. I don't know. A lot of people suspect there's something going on there. Thinker, the Newsom actor, looked like he was going to cry yesterday. He keeps telling everybody that Trump's bullying him. He's interfering with him governing the state and all this. They're just all a bunch of fucking crybabies right now. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy freedom. What's up, Rolling Pony? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Deep South Jody? Deep South Jody, the Walmart Corporation has put out a notice saying that they had no part of donating or supporting No Kings event. The woman who is Harris to the Walmart fortune is doing it on her own. Yeah, I know. They're going to say it in this video. It's just claims. It's just like what Democrats do. They're like stabbing you in the chest, and they're like, nobody's stabbing you in the chest. That's how it goes. What's up, Chad? Happy freedom to you. Subtractor, happy freedom to you. Guess who? There won't be protesters. They will all claim to be press. See, they haven't figured that out yet. That's the way to do it. One day they'll figure that out. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before we were saying that saying you're press is like having a backstage pass. You get to walk by the police. You don't get to you're not getting kettled. You don't get arrested. You still get to be there. You still get to witness all the dumb shit and throw rocks and play in traffic and set things on fire. But as soon as the officers see you, you just go, oh, I'm press. And then they just let you go. And so, yeah, one day they'll figure it out and they'll just all be press out there. Forbidden Planet, happy freedom to you. Good people are not blocking traffic and stopping people from getting to work, etc. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Hartman's hurt over here on YouTube. We'll just help them out real quick. Bam, throw the hammer. Poor little hoo-ha. What's up, Mandy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Teasel? Happy freedom to you. Godzilla. Meanwhile, real people are still either good people or assholes, and believe it or not, the good people outweigh it. Yep, you're right. I believe that too. There's more good people than bad people. What's up, old school? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Yukon man? Happy freedom to you. Mike, Walmart's closing their stores due to rioters, and then they're helping. They know their audience. Salty Ginger, Godzilla's getting deep in here. That sounds explicit. Salty Ginger, I seen a title that said Rand Paul was dismissed from the picnic. Oh, I totally forgot about the picnic. Thank you for reminding me. We'll see how that's going. Like a day ago, I didn't click on it, but I had no idea what picnic until now. So tired of petty stuff like that if it's true. It could be. I don't know what's going on with Rand Paul. He's anti-Trump right now. Not exactly sure why that is. He's not impressed with the tariffs, I guess, but I haven't really heard why. Now, obviously, Right Side Broadcasting's live right now. They're waiting for President Trump. It's titled, President Trump Participates in the Congressional Picnic. It was supposed to start 5 minutes ago. President Trump is usually a little late. I'm not bitching because I'm always late. But either way, I got this pulled up. Once he steps on stage, we'll go ahead and put this on the screen. If he takes his time, like I said, this next one is Follow the Money GOP lawmaker on liberal nonprofit allegedly fueling anti-ICE riots. I'm going to check and see if there's any protests going on yet. As far as I know, there's nothing happening yet. I know there's a couple of people watching some car chase or something, but that's about it. Doesn't look like there's any protesters yet. Either way, reading through a little bit more, and we'll go ahead and get into this next video. Snugs, Rand Paul was not invited and can't go. That's interesting. I wonder what the real reason is, and I wonder what the reason. You know what? Let's just Google the shit. Let's just figure it out. Let's do some investigative work here. Rand Paul just in. Rand Paul, I've just been told that I've been uninvited from the White House picnic. Every Democrat will be invited, every Republican will be invited, but I will be the only one disallowed. I just find this incredibly petty. I wonder why. A lot of people are saying he's a globalist. I still don't know why it's happening though. He's been uninvited. Okay, let's see here. I think this is from yesterday. Okay, supposedly this is going to explain or give us some sort of insight on why he's uninvited. So let's figure this out.
Particularly galling about it is, I don't know if this came from the president on down, let's hope not, but if not, it's coming from his petty staffers who have been running a sort of a paid influencer campaign against me for 2 weeks on Twitter. If you look at my Twitter, it's just gobs and gobs of these people. We know they're being paid because the White House, someone has told us that the White House called them from the White House and offered them money to attack me online. So we have that, and now we're uninvited to the picnic. And it's like, I don't know, it's just incredibly petty, and it shows that, look, I'm arguing from a true belief and worry that our country is mired in debt and getting worse, and they choose to react by uninviting my grandson to the picnic. I don't know, I just think it really makes me lose a lot of respect I once had for Donald Trump.
You were already a no on the bill because of
particularly galling.
Interesting. There is a lot of stuff saying that has to do with the big beautiful bill. A lot of these comments are saying that, which maybe that is the reason. It's hard to say. Either way, reading through a little bit more, and like I said, we got Anna Paulina Luna coming up next, unless President Trump walks on stage. Silverwolf, you got a date? Oh dang, you're gonna have to take a shower and use soap and shit. Hate when that happens. Hope you have a good time, Silverwolf. Kevin, what kind of name is Rand anyways? I don't know. I don't know. Let's put this in the background. This is live right here. The band's getting back together, waiting for President Trump. Like I said, he's supposed to be on stage 9 minutes ago. We'll just read through the chat. We'll see how it goes. If he takes too long, we'll move on to this next video with Anna Paulina Luna. Pumpkin because he's an ass. Yeah, that could be. It could be. Thinker, check Trump's truths. Let me see if I can access it from my computer. He's talking a lot about new scum. President Trump, he be writing books over here on Truth Social. Okay, 10 hours ago, President Trump said, of course, Senator Rand... Hold on, let's put this shit on the screen. I got my receipts here. Okay. Of course, Senator Rand Paul and his beautiful wife and family are invited to the big White House party tonight. Oh, actually, 10 hours ago, so it must have been last night. Wait a minute, what's today? The 12th? No, this is for today. Yeah, this is for today. This is 9 o'clock this morning. Anyways, the big White House party tonight. He's the toughest vote in the history of the U.S. Senate, but why wouldn't he be? Besides, it gives me more time to get his vote on the great, big, beautiful bill. One of the greatest and most important pieces of legislation ever put before our senators and congressmen / women. It will help to make America great again. I look forward to seeing Rand, and the party will be great. So, yeah, okay. Full circle. We are full circle now. He was uninvited. He's back to being invited. No hurt feelings. Water under the bridge. We're going to see him at the picnic, I guess. Glad we got that figured out. Thank you, Thinker, for suggesting checking truth. What are you guys talking about? Klaus is over there in a little box. I'd go get him, but as soon as I pick the box up, he's going to start scrambling. Jay Spray, I'm mixed emotions on the big, beautiful bill. They need to take out that AI crap, making it so the government exclusively can regulate AI or whatever for 10 years or whatever the shit is. They need to undo that. Screaming Eagle, don't say that. You don't want to bang Pelosi. You don't know where she's been. What's up, Danger Zone? Happy freedom to you. What's up, RR? Happy freedom to you. Corey Luca, I'm not sure what you're talking about. What's up, Slave Nation? Happy freedom to you. Salt Ragu, was I uninvited? You might be. You need to get off that commie platform. Come on, man. Well, it looks like things are still pretty casual. You can see Secret Service just kind of hanging out. Everybody's wandering around and stuff. So it kind of seems like things aren't going to kick off for a little bit here. They usually will start gathering people up and calming things down before President Trump comes out. Look at the guy standing on the giant fucking ladder right there in the center of the screen, and nobody's holding the ladder for the old man up there. All these damn people. Maybe the fat broad is. She might be. They might have a buffalo holding it up. I can't tell. It's danger. OSHA's going to be pissed, okay? Anyways, we're going to move forward here. I'll keep this pulled up, and if President Trump just magically appears on the screen, we will go ahead and give him priority, of course. But until then, we're going to move forward. Like I said, this next one is Follow the Money, GOP lawmaker on liberal nonprofits allegedly fueling anti-ICE riots. Now, again, this is Anna Paulina Luna, and they're going to be talking about these different organizations that are putting forth doll hairs for these riots. Again, I got this live pulled up right here, so as soon as President Trump gets on the screen, we'll go ahead and give him priority. Anyways, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommiTube, and let's get into this.
Joining us now is Oversight Committee member of Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. Congresswoman, looking at this chaos, who's funding it and why are they funding it?
So it's actually being funded by a billionaire by the name of Neville Singham. He's actually funding a group called the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which if you look online, they are a communist organization. What they're doing is they are using Hispanic Americans the way that BLM used Black Americans during these riots, and frankly, the way that Code Pink, which is also funded by the CCP, is using Palestinians. So what they're trying to do is they're using this to usher in Marxism. But it's important to note that actually when you find and you follow the money trail, Mr. Singham is actually largely funded by the Communist Chinese Party. So House Oversight has issued and will be sending a letter this Friday with all members of Oversight calling Mr. Singham to testify before Congress. If he does not appear and does not provide documents, he will then be held in contempt of Congress and he will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice. We are not playing. This is a different administration. We have the Department of Justice, and if you interfere with American politics and are a foreign agent, you will be held accountable.
Congresswoman, just take a listen to President Trump and his orders to the Department of Justice that they will be looking into those left-wing groups fueling the violence in Los Angeles. Take a listen.
The agitators are throwing firebombs, Molotov cocktails, lighting vehicles ablaze, and attempting to infiltrate and occupy federal buildings wearing armor and face shields. The best money can buy somebody's financing it. We're going to find out through Pam Bondi and Department of Justice who it is. They're already on it. Who's financing all this equipment? Very professional.
I would expect that the DOJ is going to get to the bottom of that.
Well, we are also assisting, and we already have the receipts. I can tell you that there is significant financial money trails. All you have to do is follow the money. Remember, so Neville Singham is actually financing the LA riots, but there's also other groups coming in. But they have different ideological perspectives, some backed by Soros that are globalists.
Well, thank you very much. This is a beautiful day. It's a little warm, but that's the way we like it. And this is beautiful Republicans and beautiful Democrats. We have them both. And it's nice to mention them in the same breath, frankly. And I'm delighted to welcome all of the members of the House and Senate and your beautiful families. It's a great honor to have you at the White House and to the annual White House Congressional Picnic. A long time it's been going on. I want to thank our magnificent First Lady for putting together this wonderful evening. There are too many friends, frankly, to mention all of them. We have so many of our congressmen, and we have some senators in here. I have to tell you, they snuck in, but that's okay. They wanted to be here. But I just want to thank all of you, and I want to, in particular, thank Speaker Mike Johnson. He's doing an incredible job. And all of our other colleagues on both sides of the aisle for your service to America. That's what it is. It's service to America. For more than half a century, the White House Congressional Picnic has served as a special night for Republicans and Democrats to put politics aside, if that's possible. Is that possible? I think so, right? For at least about an hour, and come together with our families and give thanks and privilege to all of those people. And I want to really, in particular, thank all of the people that so beautifully serve our country. And that's exactly what you're doing. Everyone here works incredibly hard, and your loved ones, they make just these tremendous sacrifices, enormous sacrifices, frankly. And I want to thank you all. The exceptional dedication to our country is unparalleled. We're gathered at a truly exciting time for our nation. The USA is now the hottest country in the world. They just came back from the Middle East, and the King of Saudi Arabia and Qatar. We have a great leader of Qatar, as you probably know, and UAE, all leaders, great leaders, frankly, and they all said the same thing. They started it off. They said, America is the hottest country anywhere in the world, and it is. And if you think about it, 7 or 8 months ago, we were cold as ice. We weren't hot. We were a laughing stock, and now we're hot as can be. They all respect us. We actually came home, you'll be happy to hear, $5.1 trillion we brought back with us from the Middle East. So that's an all-time record by far. But the USA is now really on a path that's, I believe, unparalleled. Trillions of dollars of investment are pouring in. Incomes are soaring. Grocery prices are way down. Gasoline prices are way down. Energy prices are down. Mortgage rates are down. And inflation is down. Other than that, how are you doing, right? They've been talking to me, do you think you can get the prices down? We did it, like every single one of them. And last month, we cut the trade deficit. You saw that 2 days ago. It was just announced. The trade deficit was cut in exactly half. And that was all done in a period of 4 months. So we've reduced the number of illegal border crosses, and you know that because you look at the numbers, and 99.999%. Last month, there was 3 people got across, 3. So I did a good job in 2016, but we did an even better job right now, and it's been amazing. We have to get a little cooperation for some people, but a lot of bad people were let into our country. We're getting them out, and we're getting them out fast, and I think you know that. They came from jails, prisons. They came from mental institutions, gang members. We're getting them out very fast. You're going to be very happy when you see the results. The recent months, we've even come together as a bipartisan basis and on a bipartisan basis with the help of our great First Lady to pass the Take It Down Act, protecting our youth from exploitation. And I want to thank you, Melania, and thank you, everybody out there. When I saw that bill pass bipartisan, I said, I think you're going to take my job, Melania. You'll get a little We don't get so much bipartisan. So she didn't know why. She said, why is that? I said, there is no reason for it, but you did it. Congratulations. That's a great job. But as a result of these many other historic wins for the American people, a majority of Americans now believe our country is on the right track for the first time in over 28 years, according to a very prestigious poll. 28 years it has not been. And this is the first time in 28 years, and it'll only get better when the Senate passes the one big, beautiful bill and Congress sends it to my desk on the 4th of July. We're shooting for the 4th of July. I think it's going to be the most important piece of legislation that our country has passed in many, many years. On Saturday, we're coming together to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army with a grand parade, a military parade that I don't think we've ever seen the likes of what you're going to see. I hope the weather's okay, but actually if it's not, that brings you good luck. And that's okay too. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the tanks at all. It doesn't affect the soldiers. They're used to it. They're tough, smart. Next year, when we're all together again, we will be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the American founding. We founded our country. They founded our great people, our great past founders have done a fantastic job, and we'll be cheering on Team USA in the World Cup. So we have the World Cup coming, we have the Olympics coming, and maybe most importantly, we're going to celebrate a whole year, 250th anniversary. The Army is exactly 1 year older than the country. So that was interesting. We did a speech yesterday at Fort Bragg, and it was really something, the display that they put on. I truly believe the great times are ahead for America. So once again, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank every single person in this group, Democrat, Republican, or a couple of independents out there. They say they're independent, but they're not that independent. But I want to thank everybody in the audience for being very special. I know every one of you, and some by reputation and some by just knowing them. And you're fantastic people, and you have great families. And without the families, it wouldn't work for you at all. So I just want to thank you very much for being here. Have a great night. We're going to have plenty of fun. Have a really fantastic night. And nobody's going to be cold tonight. You're going to be very warm tonight because it's a little on the hot side. But just enjoy yourself. And again, really happy birthday to a truly great country. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
America, fuck yeah!
All you hooligans trying to see if Melania's top is see-through, you stop that. First Lady and the President doing the thing. Look at everybody all excited. I wonder what they're eating. I always wonder that. What kind of food are they serving? Is it ribs? Is it expensive shit? Or are they getting like small portions to nibble on? Because, that's how fancy people are. Band is all panicky looking. They must got two bands because these guys ain't even playing music. Is that, I can't think of his fucking name right there, walking by at the bottom of the screen, right here, Comer or whatever. He needs a liter of cola. Where is the Orange Eagle? Oh, there's the other band right there. I'd say spot the glowy, but you guys know. There's Melania. They must be just shaking hands. Just gonna hang out, make sure the president's okay, and we're gonna go back to Anna Paulina Luna. It seems the protesters are now out and about. Looks like Los Angeles is marching. New York's just kind of standing around. Chicago's marching as well. So we'll be covering that in a little while. We're going to get through the news. We're going to do it just like yesterday. We're going to get through the news. We're going to take a minute to go eat food and all of that, and then we will come back and we'll cover the protests for the rest of the night. I got to make sure to eat, because once we start covering these protests, I can't walk away, and there's no delivery where I live or anything like that. So I got to go get food and all of that, but we're about done with the news. We only got so much more left to cover, and of course we got our good stuff.
As President Trump participates in the
Okay, well,
and I'm sure he'll be whipping some.
Okay, dude, you're fucking yelling at me. Just calm her down. I'm sure President Trump will be fine, right? He didn't have to speak behind glass or anything like that. Should be good, because I don't know if we're going to be able to see him again with all these people trying to shake his hand. They got a baby over there. People love President Trump. Not the lefties, of course. They hate everything, but 'tis what 'tis. All right. Good stuff. Glad we caught that. A little good news, right? Anyways, we're going to get right back into it. We're going to start it all back over. I know everybody moaning and groaning in the class. That's okay. Maybe not everybody was here for the beginning. Once again, this is Follow the Money. GOP lawmakers on liberal nonprofit allegedly fueling anti-ICE riots. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Joining us now is Oversight Committee member Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. Congresswoman, looking at this chaos, who's funding it and why are they funding it?
So it's actually being funded by a billionaire by the name of Neville Singham. He's actually funding a group called the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which if you look online, they are a communist organization. What they're doing is they are using Hispanic Americans the way that BLM used Black Americans during these riots, and frankly, the way that Code Pink, which is also funded by the CCP, is using Palestinians. So what they're trying to do is they're using this to usher in Marxism. But it's important to note that actually when you find and you follow the money trail, Mr. Singham is actually largely funded by the Communist Chinese Party. So House Oversight has issued and will be sending a letter this Friday with all members of Oversight calling Mr. Singham to testify before Congress. If he does not appear and does not provide documents, he will then be held in contempt of Congress, and he will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice. We are not playing. This is a different administration. We have the Department of Justice, and if you interfere with American politics and are a foreign agent, you will be held accountable.
Congresswoman, just take a listen to President Trump and his orders to the Department of Justice that they will be looking into those left-wing groups fueling the violence in Los Angeles. Take a listen.
The agitators are throwing firebombs, Molotov cocktails, lighting vehicles ablaze, and attempting to infiltrate and occupy federal buildings wearing armor and face shields. The best money can buy, somebody's financing it. We're going to find out through Pam Bondi and Department of Justice who it is. They're already on it. Who's financing all this equipment? Very professional.
I would expect that the DOJ is going to get to the bottom of that.
Well, we are also assisting, and we already have the receipts. I can tell you that there is significant financial money trails. All you have to do is follow the money. Remember, so Neville Singham is actually financing the LA riots, but there's also other groups coming in. But they have different ideological perspectives, some backed by Soros that are globalists, and then obviously the Marxist organizations. But remember, this is a color revolution, right? They're using these immigrants as a guise for their real objective and goal here. And frankly, it's nothing different than what happened in the summer of love during the BLM riots right before the election. They're doing the same thing before the midterms, and Democrats are trying to get the Hispanic vote, so that's why they're using Mexican flags.
Well, it was a heck of a thing to see the heads of the biggest teachers unions in the United States standing up there just a few days ago. Not worried about educating our kids, but worried about keeping illegals in this country. Go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, we also want to get, well, and also people flying flags from their, home country. If you love it so much, go back, right? But Congresswoman, I want to get you on this. I want to talk to you about Christy Walton. So she's a Walmart heiress. She has been calling for June 14th, this Saturday, to be a No Kings protest across the country. Congresswoman, we've already seen the violence in Los Angeles right now. So what is she really calling for here?
Well, look, I'm the first elected Mexican American to the House of Representatives from the state of Florida. So clearly they are not listening to what Hispanic Americans want, which largely voted in favor of President Trump's policy on immigration, because we understand what happens to our communities. People like Miss Walton, who are leftist liberals that have been basically spoon-fed their wealth and opulence, have no idea what the impacts are on the immigrant communities that come here legally, that are being hired, not actually given access to the American dream. And what I would say is people like her are actually responsible for some of the impact negatively that the American people have had to go through in regards to people that have been coming here criminally that have been hurting Americans. So actually, you saw today that Walmart issued a statement distancing themselves from what I would say is the black sheep of the Walmart family. And what I would also go forward and a step further and say is that these left-wing organizations, these are the same people that when Governor DeSantis sent illegals to Martha's Vineyard, they waved them and gave them sandwiches and said, see you later, after they called in the National Guard to remove them. These are fake. This is a fake outcry. They're using minorities, and I'm not here for it.
And Congresswoman, this march or this anti-Trump pro-illegal immigrant protest will be happening on the same day as the Army parade. But before I just note, this woman's wealth and her family's wealth comes from the knowing destruction of Main Street America, the destruction of family-owned small businesses and small American manufacturers, including my family's wholesale business. So the very people who voted for President Trump, the very people who President Trump finally spoke up for, are the people who that's how she made her money, is the destruction of those families and their livelihoods. So I just wanted to point that out. It's rich in many ways.
She's shilling for China. Meanwhile, that's what majority of products are from Walmart. President Trump is tough on China. Actually just announced that he just got off the phone with Xi Jinping, and they actually had a good conversation. I think they're at a good spot in regards to the tariff negotiations. But I have no sympathy for these people. I mean, you saw the pattern that happened with BLM. You see the pattern that's happening now. They're funded by China. You can follow the money trail. Yep. They're billionaires. I'm sorry, but I have nothing in common with the billionaire who is going to virtue signal against immigrants here. Meanwhile, they made their money off of producing things by slave trade in China via the Uyghur Muslims. That's fake outcry.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what she's really upset about.
Yeah, exactly. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right, there's APL. Like I said, that's a follow-up. Trying to figure out who is funding these riots. Now, like I said, the protesters have begun doing the thing that they do. So we're going to get through this news pretty quickly here. I'm going to go find some food, and then we'll be covering the protest for the rest of the day. Nothing too spicy going on yet, so we're still doing good here. Got 4 more pieces of news, and then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. This next one is bought and paid for. GOP Senator rips into Los Angeles flash mobs. This is Josh Hawley and Jesse Waters. They're talking about the protests and how these people aren't being held accountable, how they're acting like a bunch of assholes, and how this whole thing is orchestrated. These are not organic protests. This is all done by design. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump at the congressional picnic, as well as Anna Paulina Luna helping us understand who is funding these protests. Everybody over on the website's arguing which branch of the not branch of the government, which military branch is better. What's up, Mac Daddy? Happy freedom to you. Edward, the gas station is not food. It is, though. They cook for me every day. I need to eat something real. I got... What time is it? The grocery store closes in 24 minutes. Now I'm fucked. I'm going to have to eat gas station food again. It's only been like 2 weeks, so it'll be fine. What's up, America First? Happy freedom to you. Cricket Kiss. Anything good for supper? Not for me. Maybe gas station pizza. We'll see. What's up, Winston? Happy freedom to you. Winston, I'm the black sheep of my family, but not a commie. Yeah, I kind of feel like that way too. You know, it's being the hooligan in the family. What's up, Disco? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Silverhawk? Happy freedom to you. Silverhawk. Hell of a week. ICE riots, Marines, picnics, Army parade. Man, God bless America. Absolutely. Keeping things interesting. What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom to you. Told to care. My son swears by those gas station burritos. Yeah. It's the convenience. That's what gets me, is the damn convenience. I'm so busy. I can't stand taking 2 hours to make food and all that shit. Make it, eat it, wash the dishes, take care of the mess. Can't stand that, you know, compared to just eating something out of a box and throw it away. I'll regret it when I have fucking cancer, though. So, yeah, you know. What's up, Payne? Happy freedom to you. Bill Clay, get nachos and a hot dog and beer. That's pretty good advice, Bill Clay. I'll consider it. Happy freedom to you. I haven't drank alcohol in a long time. The last time I drank alcohol is when Wad sent us that advent calendar with the whiskey shots in it. What are they called? Drams. That's these drams. This last time I had drank anything. It's been months. It's been months. Klaus Daniels is still sleeping in that box. What's up, Starn? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Niles Punk? Happy freedom to you. Someone's funding the riots? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Those riots aren't free. What's up, Calamity Girl? Happy freedom to you. I will consider it. Send me an email and give me some details. Overcloth, happy freedom to you. Definitely can't read that out loud. Moneybag, CCP, and Walmart. It's Democrats. Democrats are funding the bullshit. What's up, Sky Blue? Happy freedom to you. Moneybags, I like roller food. What is roller food? Boxman, hot dogs and roller bites are worth it. What is roller food? I've never heard of that. What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom to you. I appreciate you, Delta Dawn. Trent, I cook every day. It doesn't take long, sometimes about an hour. See, it takes forever because I got to go get the food, then I got to come back, then I got to wash dishes, then I got to cook the damn food, then I got to eat the food, then I got to take care of the mess, and by then I have 300 messages on my phone with angry hooligans asking me why I'm not live. And then I got to feel bad and all that and pull my sad ass up to the computer and do the thing. Sometimes it's just too hard to do that. Now I gotta go get gas station food. What's up, Gene? Happy freedom to you. Oh, sorry, Calamity Girl. I don't know why I just assumed you would know my email address. What an idiot. There you go. It might also be in the description, but you should be good with that. I look forward to receiving your email. What's up, Tex Vet? Happy freedom to you. Tex Vet, gas station food, good on the rollers that keep them spinning like taquitos and hot dogs. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, they don't have that stuff here. We got hot food, but it's not on rollers. Tim, grill food, it's less to clean up. I can't. Not allowed to. It's against my lease to grill food. My lease sucks. It sucks. Delta Dawn, ever heard of ramen noodles? It's super easy. A little water, no disposable container. I don't own a microwave. I don't believe in cooking food in a microwave. I haven't had a microwave in like 10 years, something like that. So I have to cook the shit on the stovetop. But yeah, I eat Raymond's noodles every once in a while. Oh, I appreciate you, Calamity Girl. Thank you for reaching out. What's up, Sage? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Charity? Happy freedom. Air fryers are easy with foil. Yeah, I got an air fryer. I need to utilize it. Got some cookbooks, too. Edward, I called the gas station. They're waiting for you. Thank you, Edward. What's up, Get Some? Happy freedom to you. Happy Pride Month. Don't do that shit. Lord Booty Juice has blessed us with his presence. Silver Wolf triggered. Hooligans Island, no spam. I'll eat the cat before I eat spam again. I can't. Zelle, get a cast iron. I need to, but if I get a brand new one, then I gotta season it, and then I gotta watch YouTube videos and shit. Turbo, you can make ramen noodles in a coffee maker. That's true. I didn't even think of that. It's a good idea. pain. Sometimes you gotta take care of yourself first. I don't know. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Jay Spray, you should move 15 minutes south and enjoy the rest of the world. One day I will. One day I'll have enough money to leave this tiny apartment. Snooks, why are you eating Raymond's noodles? Because he makes the best noodles. What's up, Muskie Boss? Happy freedom to you. Creek Kiss, a good steak sounds yummy. That's true. I could get a steak. It's only like $7 up the road. Now's punk air fryers are good instead of a microwave. Yeah, I agree. You guys are right. I should be utilizing these resources. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time to cover the news here. Like I said, bought and paid for, GOP senator rips into Los Angeles flash mob. This is Josh Hawley and Jesse Waters, obviously, talking about the protests and whatnot. Now, Josh Hawley, he's a slick talker, but it seems like he doesn't actually do anything. It's good advertisement, but there's no action ever. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Senator Josh Hawley joins us now. All right, Senator, Tulsi Gabbard just said that these riots in L.A. and all over the country are orchestrated. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right, Jesse. These aren't spontaneous at all. They're about as authentic as AstroTurf. They are bought and paid for flash mobs. And I want to know who's doing the buying and the paying. That's why today I've launched an investigation. I've sent multiple investigative demands today to various groups out on social media claiming they are paying for this. They are organizing it. They are financing it. We've all seen the videos of vans driving up, handing out gas masks right before somebody blows up a car. It's time we found out, where's the money coming from? Who's really behind this? I think the American people deserve answers.
When they're saying don't believe what you see on TV and there's no violence at all, doesn't that kind of remind you of the Biden cover-up?
Oh, 100%. It's the same thing. Don't believe your lying eyes. Meanwhile, they're out there blowing up cars on the 101. They're assaulting cops. They're rushing federal buildings. They're burning down shops. It's all on television. I mean, we can see it with our own eyes. I'm just glad Trump isn't letting the city burn. I mean, Gavin Newsom would allow his state to burn for the second time in a year. And the worst part is, somebody is paying for all of this, and they're trying to spread it, Jesse, just like you reported. They're trying to spread it across the country, to Chicago, to St. Louis, to Seattle, New York, everywhere. We got to figure out who is behind this. And by the way, why is the Democrat Party now basically an extended mental ward? I mean, what has happened to these people? They're nuts.
You know, you notice that CNN never even interviews anybody at the riot. We have clips of them, and you can see why CNN doesn't want to talk to them, because they look insane. Your colleagues in the Senate, do they support these people? Do they think this is good politically for the Democrat Party?
Well, that's what they're acting like. I mean, they're out there saying all peaceful protests, it's all peaceful. And by the way, this is Donald Trump's fault. I'm like, really? Donald Trump's fault? Gee, I missed it when Donald Trump went and blew up a car on Highway 101. I didn't see him when he was assaulting cops. What I saw was a bunch of lunatics who were waving the Mexican flag and other flags while they burned our own. And by the way, Jesse, we ought to penalize people who burn the American flag while they're committing a crime. If you do that, you ought to have your prison sentence doubled. It's time to get serious with these people. It's law and order time in America. No more of this nonsense.
So it's like an extra, 2 years if you burn a flag in the commission of a felony?
Absolutely. That's what I would do. If you want to go burn a flag while you're up there rioting, while you're assaulting cops, while you're blowing up cars, yeah, fine, go right ahead. Spend double the amount of time in prison. That flag means something to Americans. If you think that you can just burn it and get away with it, it's time that we disabuse them of that notion. The other thing I'd say, Jesse, is if these protesters want to have a place to protest, how about a nice jail cell? And right after that, how about a one-way ticket back to the country where they came from, never to see the United States again?
All right. Good to speak with you, Senator. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Click here.
All right. Like I said, Josh Hawley with the tough talk there. I think they do need to do something about them burning flags. Everybody I know gets pissed off when anybody goes out there and tries to burn an American flag. Now, some of these yahoos, they don't even have real flags, because there's the difference between a real flag and the representation of a flag. And we talk about this every once in a while. It comes up in the chat. Like sometimes people will try to defend the commies out here burning the flags by saying it's freedom of speech, and you're doing the same thing where you wear a t-shirt that has a flag on, or like this, right? This is misrepresenting the flag, but that's not true. A real flag has stitched stars. So if what they have does not have stitched stars, it is a representation of a flag. It's not an actual flag. And so a lot of times when these people are burning the flag, I don't even know if it would actually be considered burning a flag, because in most cases, like what we saw last night where they were burning the American flag in Seattle, I think it was, those were representations. Those weren't official flags. Those weren't, $30, $40, $50 flags. Those were just representations. Now that still pisses a lot of us off because we're watching them burn that shit. But if they were to make laws against it, I don't even know if they would hold up, because like I said, by technicality, a lot of times it's not even flags. They're not real flags. Anyways, next up, Florida sheriff. We're going to play these videos back to back. Florida's not messing around with these rioters. It's titled Florida Sheriff Explaining the Consequences of Becoming Violent Like the Behavior Seen in Los Angeles. And the second video is titled Governor DeSantis Gives Floridians the Green Light to Run Over Protesters Blocking Them in the Street. Both those videos are coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Josh Hawley and Jesse Waters talking about these rioters. Russell Dems are a mental ward. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's crazy. Like, remember when telling people you hear voices used to mean that you'd be committed, and now telling people you hear voices means you get special treatment? It's crazy how the world changed. What's up, Wrangle? Happy freedom to you. High-toe scatters like roaches when cars come towards them. You're not wrong. I'll never forget watching that one girl get hit. I think it was Portland. I think it was Portland, and they were blocking the freeway, and it was like a van or something they made it past the barricade, and they came down the freeway and hit those two protesters. The one was hospitalized. The other one became dismembered in air after being hit. So many of those moments just etched into my brain forever. And now we're making new memories together. You hooligans. Told the care, Florida's going biblical. They are not playing around. Not in Florida, they're not. What's up, Born to Eat Toast? Happy freedom to you. Craig Kiss, crab legs or a lobster roll sandwich. I don't eat seafood. Yeah, well, we'll let the chat decide. As long as you're eating good, I'm happy. What's up, Pickle? Happy freedom. DeSantis is a real one. I was surprised that he's so forward about it, but at the same time, he's not asking people to be malicious to protesters, right? Everybody in America has the right to protest. And he's not necessarily saying go out there and target rioters. What he's saying is don't sit there and be a victim. If your car gets swarmed by these shitheads, you are not expected to just sit there and wait to have bad things happen to you. You have the right to flee. And if you happen to, smoke a protester, well, sometimes those things happen. Yeah, Pickle, you're right. Teasel the zombies, yeah. What's up, Cheeky Squirrel? Happy freedom to you. Where's Cheeky Chops? He's gonna show up for the protest. What's up, CNN Loves? What's up, Cynthia? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Judy? Agent O, free Cheeky. Yep. Hashtag free Cheeky. Chase Spray, you just cracked a rib. You gotta chill out. You gotta chill out a little bit, J Spray. We got a whole night ahead of us. We're gonna go ahead and move forward here. Like I said, we're gonna play these videos back to back. It's Florida Sheriff explaining the consequences of becoming violent, like the behavior seen in Los Angeles. And then the second video, once again, is titled, Governor DeSantis gives Floridians green light to run over protesters blocking the streets. Let's get this pulled up. Get through this news so we can cover these protesters being shitheads. All right, hooligans. Once again, this is Florida Sheriff explaining the consequences of becoming violent, like the behavior seen in LA. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
So I'm gonna break it down for you. All right. And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the...
So like I said, Florida's not messing around. They're not kidding with these rioters. They're like, you want to do that left coast shit, you do that shit over there. You come over here, you're about to get tuned up and you ain't gonna like it. He's like, we will put you in the dirt if we have to. Yeah, we'll see how many protests happen in Florida on Saturday. Like I said, we're playing doublies. This next one is Governor DeSantis gives Floridians the green light to run over protesters blocking them in the streets.
And we also have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you. You don't have to sit there and just be a sitting duck and let the mob grab you out of your car and drag you through the streets. You have a right to defend yourself in Florida. And we also...
All right. I wish DeSantis would start governing Michigan. If that shit happens in Michigan, you're just fucked. I mean, you know, it's up to you if you want to decide to break the law to save your life. But in Florida, they could understand the, you know, preserving life and all of that, which is good because these protesters know that you're not allowed to run them over. And like we saw last night, for an obnoxious amount of time, these assholes will just stand in the streets. They don't care if traffic's coming. They'll walk out in front of highways and everything else because they know if you hit them, then bad things will happen to you because you're a law-abiding citizen. It's not a Democrat. So, of course, you'll be held accountable. Anyways, next up, we got the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. Of course, it's lefties losing it. This one's titled Caroline Leavitt brutally schools reporter. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Florida taking these riots pretty seriously. Edward, road trip for some Florida car bowling? Well, there needs to be protesters there first. You can't just run people over because it's a Thursday. Sam, graveyard dead. That's right. Happy freedom to you, Sam. Guess I'm still extremely good looking, hot and sexy, so I'm good. Glad to hear it. Guess I appreciate you blessing us with your presence. Guess I'm Florida Frogger. Yep. Edward, don't kink shame. My bad, Edward. My bad. Got that hit and run fetish. Born to Eat Toast, retired NASCAR driver Jeff Burton had that happen. Not a protester, but an addict standing in the dark on a highway, and he was not charged. Interesting. Decimal threat, happy freedom to you. It's not protesting at that point, yeah. Hooligans Island, throw the bowling ball. That's hardcore. FEMA region, this should encourage other police forces too. Yeah, it just sucks because in the blue cities where the protests and the riots are happening, the officers are told to stand down. So they can't do anything, you know? They're told not to do anything. Jeffro, no, it's not AI. What's up, Corn in Texas? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly, I think the majority of people just want to be left alone, and the left won't stop screaming in their faces. You're right, Ghostly. It all started with that damn political correctness. Political correctness is communism. Like, it is directly communism. It's the cancer of your freedom of speech and all of that. What's up, hey there? Happy freedom to you. Delta Dawn. The police are only as effective as what their mayor allows them to do. Yeah. We saw it a lot in 2020 when the riots were going on. I mean, we saw it last night. You know, we were covering Seattle, and those assholes they're bringing random shit out into the street. It was like filing cabinets and I don't even know what it was, furniture, and burning it right in the middle of an intersection and banging loudly, non-stop, just non-stop, beating it as hard as they beat their chest. And the police officers show up, and then they just stand there. They don't do shit because they're told to not do anything. If they do, they could lose their job. And the way, you know, Portland and Seattle goes, these protesters egg on the police officers. They commit crime. They get arrested. Then they claim that they were abused by the police. They sue the city and become fucking millionaires. All because they want to go out there and create havoc. I mean, I don't know. It's got a, you know, that's a pretty good job on the left coast there. We saw one of the Antifa people get awarded like 40,000 doll hairs, claiming he got roughed up by an officer. And he's like straight Antifa, like throwing Molotov cocktail Antifa, awarded $40,000. For what? For being a shithead and getting taken care of by the police, like how things are supposed to go? That's bullshit. That is bullshit. And that's the thing, is the system is broken in a lot of places. The blue team keeps it that way. And, you know, that's why we got unrest in blue areas and not in red areas. We were talking about that yesterday. If they tried to riot in red areas, they'd be met with resistance. And, like, at night, we know the protests get crazy. It would be that way in red areas, too. It'd be vigilante crazy. And, you know, it'd be terrible outcomes because of it, and they know that. That's why they keep their ass in Portland and places like that. Sam, they haven't arrested nowhere near enough. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think it was like 330 people or something like that were arrested. And when I was Googling some stuff, it was saying like 400 people were arrested yesterday. But I don't know how many of those were illegals. But the day before yesterday, they were saying like 300 people or 350 illegals have been arrested in the riots. So it's like they're rioting against ICE because they're mad that ICE is doing their job, and in the rioting is causing arrests, and the arrest is causing mass deportation. So no matter whether they like it or not, they're actually helping this mass deportation because that's how stupid lefties are. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get this news finished up here so we can move on to the protests and all of that, because they are out and about and smelling like shit as they do. So like I said, last little bit of the news here before we get into the fun stuff. This is Lefties Losing It, and this one's titled, Caroline Leavitt brutally schools reporter. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
It's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start with this White House reporter learning an important lesson from Caroline Levitt.
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Right, Cal?
Thank you so much, Caroline.
Yes, stupid questions deserve brutal answers. She won't make that mistake again. Here is another supposed celebrity, a preachy clown called Doechii. She calls herself a swamp princess, and she seems to have missed the unhinged violence in LA.
There are ruthless attacks that are creating fear and chaos in our communities in the name of law and order. Trump is using military forces to stop a protest.
Prostitute.
And I want y'all to consider what kind of government it appears to be when every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us. What type of government is that?
You know, it's the type of government that upholds the law, that protects the innocent from the lawless. Doechii, if that's her name, sounds a bit like a fruit, a citrusy fruit, has a bit to learn there. Now to the ladies of The View, and Whoopi seems to think that California is some sort of a separate country and that the president cannot exercise his power over the rogue state.
Whatever happened to states' rights? I thought that was what you do, because you tell the state, this is what we're thinking of doing. You know, you don't just send people in. You don't just send troops in. But what do I know?
Well, you don't know much, Whoopi. We've worked that out. But if Whoopi's clueless, Sunny Hostin is utterly unhinged. Just listen to this.
You are an army turned inside to police its citizens can cause chaos, fascism. And so I think that's the way, and civil war. Yeah. I think that's the way we need to look at it.
And let's hear from Sarah Haynes, who has some sobering news for the ladies. The great majority of Americans support Donald Trump's policy to deport every illegal immigrant.
66% of the American public actually thinks it is crime enough to be undocumented. And therefore deported.
That it's criminal to be undocumented?
Yes, it is not. You know how the disagreement was in the beginning? We were told it was going to be violent criminals, and I think everyone at this table would agree. Yeah. Haul out the violent criminals, fine. But a very important distinction was 60% of the American public, 2/3 of independents, 90% of Republicans, and just a little under half of Democrats think the crime is in being undocumented.
Even if it's a civil offense.
Yes.
Yeah,
so what I'm
true.
saying is a massive amount of this country actually agrees with not how he's doing it, but with what he's doing.
The anti-Trump, anti-ICE protests, riots really, have spread to other blue cities. Let's have a look at what's happening in San Francisco. Yep, the violent protests are spreading to Democrat strongholds like San Francisco, New York, Chicago, and even south to Atlanta.
Hold on. Stop. Over there. Hammer again. Holy
Make America great again.
Yes, Atlanta is a blue city. Georgia may be red, but Atlanta is not. As some of the violence we're seeing in LA with the use of fireworks to target police and even police horses is extremely dangerous, life-threatening. Let's bring in international security expert Max Abrams. Max.
All right, that is Lefties Losing It there. Showing us fond memories of last night. We'll be covering these protesters again, and it seems like there's more out today than there was yesterday, so it might be even spicier than it was yesterday. Either way, like I said, that is the last little bit of the news. We're going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Zero. And we got two funny videos of the day. First one's titled, Not the Gender Surgery You Were Hoping For. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie. And it's titled, Bigfoot at the LA Riots. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about lefties losing it. Guess you called it 3 months ago. Shit was going to get dicey. Yeah, and you know, the big stuff hasn't even really happened yet. I was kind of talking about it yesterday. We're waiting for these events to happen. Mahmoud Khalil being deported, waiting for Carmelo Anthony to get charged with first-degree murder as an adult. You know, and I'm sure there's other things I'm not even thinking of the top of my head that once these events happen, it will kick off spicy events. Right now, it's just kind of random that we just happen to have anti-ICE protests just randomly show up. And it's really weird because this mass deportation's been going on for months now. But all of a sudden, right now, it's time to riot. It's time to get active now. But for the last month, last 3 months, 4 months, or whatever, it's just been over their head, just crying about it. Advising illegals on how to evade ICE. That's been the main agenda all the way up until 6 or 7 days ago, and now all of a sudden they got a riot over it. And so, like, things are spicy now, but I think once these events happen, it could give them enough justification, enough fuel for the fire to keep it going for the duration of summer, maybe even into winter. It depends on how big things go, but time will tell. Muskie Boss, I love it when they run like cockroaches. Yeah, we were seeing that a lot yesterday. We'd see them all grouped up and the police would come in and they'd all scatter. We even covered Portland for a little bit yesterday while they were attacking the ICE facility. What's up, Mandy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Smelly? Happy freedom to you. Smelly, we need to find who is funding the riots and charge them or sanction them to death. We just covered a video just a moment ago that was talking about who's funding it, and yesterday we covered a video too. So it's weird because it seems like they've figured out who is funding this, but they're not doing anything about it. They're just not, and it all goes back to Democrats. They have these nonprofits that are making money or getting paid tax dollars, and they're using that money to fund the riots. But nobody's doing anything about it, which is kind of par for the course when it comes to Capitol Hill. Hugo, Iran's under attack. Did Israel hit them? I saw there was some sort of warning that Israel was talking about hitting Iran or something. I don't know. Judy, waiting for the weather to warm up. Yeah, and they just got out of school. College kids getting out of school and all of that. Now it's time to hit the streets. What's up, Andreas? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, we're going live. We'll be covering the protests here in a little bit. We're going to finish, well, we've just finished the news, but we're going to wrap up Coffee with Hooligans, and then probably an hour or so I can get some food and all of that. And then we'll be live with the protests for the rest of the night. Yesterday we were live for 7 hours. The day before we were live for 6.5 hours. The day before that we were live for 10.5 hours. And that's without Coffee with Hooligans. So yeah, we'll be covering it all night. What's up, NPC? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, Saturday we'll be live all day Saturday. Saturday is going to be really eventful. 6:30 is supposed to be the parade in D.C. with the military and all of that. There's supposed to be counter-protesters, obviously. We'll be covering all of that too. Yeah. I don't even know if we're going to even do Coffee with Hooligans on Saturday. It depends because there is so much stuff going on. What's up, Dave? Happy freedom. Dave, the billionaire linked to the funding the riots has been subpoenaed to Congress hearing, a congressional hearing. I wish it was reporting to court because those hearings are nothing. They're like, hey, are you funding terrorism? They're like, yeah, we kind of are. And they're like, oh, man, you shouldn't do that. And they're like, yeah, I know. And they're like, okay, well, have a good day. And they're like, yeah, I will. And that's it. And that's all that ever happened. Nothing ever happens from those hearings. This sucks. What's up, Mr. Lynn? Happy freedom to you. Dawn, what time you start on Saturday? I don't know. I don't know until we get there. If it's boring in the middle of the day, which I don't think it will be, like the first half of the day, if that's the case, I'll put together a schedule for Coffee with Hooligans. But I think that we'll start off with people either celebrating the 250th birthday of the Army, so we'll get some sights of what's going on in DC, staging stuff like that, basically just watching lives warm up. But at 6:30 Eastern time is supposed to be the parade. We'll be covering the parade, and then after that we'll be covering protests. But if the protests start early enough, we might just be live all day and not even do Coffee with Hooligans. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. What time is it? Oh, it's Fancy Feast time. I should have known. Klaus Daniels like, you know what time it is, buddy. All right, Hooligans, we're going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to wrap this up, and then we are going to be covering these protests for the rest of the night. Now, like I said, we're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent by Zero. And then we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into that, I want to remind you, Hooligans, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we get today. Yesterday we got a mini booster pack from our Advent calendar sent by Zero as our Pokemon one, because I be collecting those cards. So let's see what we get today. Klaus Daniels, you can chill out just for a little bit. Today is day 3. Let's see what we get. What are you doing? There ain't no stink bugs over here. He was chasing that stink bug yesterday for like 3 hours. I thought it was never gonna end. What did we get? Oh, it's a keychain. Very cool. Make my keys style. Thank you, Zero. I appreciate you. Watch out, Klaus Daniels. Come on now. Alright, I'm putting you on the screen. Since you want to be so invested, here you go. I'll show you guys my big furry hairy cat. Yes. I've been calling him Piglet lately. He's not really losing the weight. Look at this. Just lots of, it's all gut. This cat is all gut. Oh, don't look away. You're not that embarrassed. You'll be fine. Getting all the attention you wanted? You happy now? Okay. Alright. Get up on your tower. Alright, good booty. Anyways, let's get into these funny videos real quick like. Alright. First funny video of the day. Let's get everything off the screen here. This one's titled, "Not the Gender Surgery You Were Hoping For."
I shot me in the nuts, and now I'm losing a ball. Surgery is tomorrow.
Oh well. That's not even a funny video. I just thought it was hilarious. So, good enough. Either way, getting into our official funny video of the day. This was provided by Donnie, and this is titled, "Bigfoot at the LA Riots."
Middle of the icy riots here in LA, people are screaming. I think I just saw a cop throw hands with a furry, and Greg's trying to light a damn dart. Okay, so I think it's time I get the fuck out of here. Someone said the Marines are coming, and I don't know where Greg is, so let me know where I should go next. Okay, so we're in.
I love those videos. Hell yeah. Well, Hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to drop it in the chat. We'll read through, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up. Like I said, we are going to wrap this up. I'm going to get some food, and then I will be back, and we'll be covering the protests for the rest of the night. Until the early morning. We were live till 5 a.m. yesterday. The sun was up when I was trying to sleep. The birds are chirping. I was like, shut the hell up. You didn't hear those protests all night? Fucking honks. I went from horns honking to birds chirping. Either way, there's a Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. And we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You will have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we will be wrapping this up, and then we'll be down for like an hour, hour and a half or something like that, and then we'll be right back covering these protests going on until they turn into riots, and then we'll be covering the riots. Thanks for being here, Sam. Oh, I will, Tori Wayne. Thank you. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom to you. Tori Wayne, I hope you found Greg. There's so many of those AI channels on TikTok, and they are hilarious. They got Stormtroopers, Yeti. Somebody's making Helldiver ones, and they have like their own account. So like you can go follow Bigfoot, and all the videos are Bigfoot doing random shit. It's all AI generated, of course, but it's hilarious. It's done pretty well. There's some new AI video system or some shit that just came out that has everybody doing all this stuff. Russell, damn, shot him in the nuts. Yep. Right in the wiener. Hey, thank you for being here. Get some. Zero. Yeah, we can do a raid. We'll have to see who's live. Thanks for being here, Mad Rogers. Thank you, Zero. Thank you, Thinker. Thank you, Pumpkin. You're the bestest. Thank you, Rappy. Corn in Texas. Excited for Spaceballs 2. There's going to be a 2. I just seen the first one for the first time a couple months ago. Russell sent it to me. Yeah, Disco, we were live all night last night. That's why you guys got to join Discord. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. Everywhere else they got algorithms in the notifications, so you never know if you're going to get the notifications or not. If you really can't join Discord, you could join the Telegram. It is on the Linktree list. Those both are the best way to be notified. But the thing with Telegram is I got to do it by hand. So if we're busy or I'm forgetful sometimes I forget to put the update on there. With Discord, it happens automatically. Appreciate you, Too Old to Care. Thank you, MU. What's up, Courtly? Happy Freedom. We'll be live again in about an hour, Courtly. Maybe 2 hours. What's up, Frank? Happy Freedom to you. It probably won't be that late. It's already 8:30. What's up, Goth? Happy Freedom. In Dallas yesterday, they arrested 200 child traffickers and rescued over 100 kids. That's badass, Goth. Hooligans Island. I've seen the heavy metal movies. I've never seen The Wall, though. Thanks for being here, Mr. Lin. Submetal makes me crazy. Happy Freedom. Thank you for being with us. Oh, Pink Floyd The Wall? It's a movie? I've never heard of that, Hooligans Island. Let me see. I'll have to Google it after the live. Come on, YouTube, you goofy piece of shit. All right, hooligans. It's that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Like I said, we are going to wrap this up. We're going to read through real quick, just make sure no hooligans are left behind. But we are wrapping this up. We will be live again shortly. We're going to be covering all the protests across the nation, as we've been doing for the last week or so. So make sure you make your way back to us. If you're new here, please follow or subscribe or whatever the hell it's called on the platform you are currently watching. Like I said, go join Discord. That way you can actually be notified when we go live instead of getting the notification an hour late, a day late, a week late, or just not getting a notification at all. And I think that's everything. Go get some food. I'm going to do the same. Get your Riot snacks and all of that, and we will be back shortly. Like I said, we're going to read through them. We're wrapping her up. Ten Man, it's a very deep movie. I got it Googled. We'll have to, maybe we'll talk about it in the voice chat tomorrow if we got time. What's up, Godspeed? Happy freedom to you. Thank you, hooligans. What's up, Narcanon? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, I'm going to grab some food really quick, and then we'll be back, and we're going to be covering all the protests and all of that. Craig Kiss, take a skinny dip. Take a skinny dip in the hot tub and make a cocktail. I gotta be fit to fight. I gotta be ready to cover the protest. Can't be getting all messed up. Guess who? The X Live notices go out faster compared to the Twitch ones. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you hooligans could go follow me on X and tick the bell icon. That way you'll be notified every single time I post. Because when we go live, I send out hand notifications on all platforms. But like I said before, on Discord it happens automatically. So on those days where I forget, or I'm too busy, or whatever the case may be, the Discord ones go out no matter what. What's up, 30 Pack? Happy freedom. Watch it with acid. I wish I could get my hands on stuff like that, but I just can't. It's just nowhere to be found, damn it. I've been looking for the booms for like 3 years. Thanks for being here, 10 Man. TJ, will you be back on Rumble tonight? Yeah, Rumble's the priority. If we went live everywhere and Rumble didn't go live, we end the live and reset it. Rumble and jeffmaclive.com is the priority. Those platforms pay the bills around here. Like that, big time. Big time. The other platforms is, I mean, I appreciate everything everybody does, but those two platforms are the big platforms. YouTube itself, it doesn't even contribute, honestly. We just go live over there so people know that we're live in other places. And it's not you guys. I'm not bitching about you guys. It's the platforms and their fucking community guidelines and all that. And YouTube and Twitch, they mistreat us. That's why we don't go live on Saturdays with those platforms. Now, we might this week because we're covering protests and shit like that. But generally, with Coffee with Hooligans, we don't normally go live on those platforms because the community guidelines are fucking terrible. But that's another day's problems. Like I said, we'll be back in about an hour. I'm going to go get some food, and we're going to cover these protests for the rest of the night. So I encourage you to do the same. Get your Riot snacks. Get yourself something to drink. We'll be back in about an hour to do the thing. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for helping me cover the news and helping me make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Like I said, get some food, get some snacks, and get ready because it's going to be another long night of protests. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.